Hello, my name is Jim, and today I'm going to talk to you about the iGo2 Portable Oxygen Concentrator. So the iGo2 is very similar to the Simply Go Mini, where it can do 1 to 5 liters pulse dose. This unit here also has the capability of doing smart dose. No continuous flow. It can either do smart dose or pulse dose. Now, pulse dose is a spurt of oxygen when the patient breathes in. So it can go 1 to 5 liters. If the patient's ordered 2 liters pulse dose, every time the patient takes a breath in, they're going to get 2 liters. Smart dose goes from 1 liter to 4 liters. And smart dose will vary depending on the patient's breathing. If the patient needs a little bit more oxygen, the unit will adjust. It can go 1 to 4 liters smart dose, 1 to 5 liters pulse dose, 1 to 4 smart dose, and no continuous flow. The unit can run off AC power, DC power, or battery. On the back side here, you do have your hookup for your AC power or DC power. So just plug simply right in. And then the battery slides out right here. And just for a rule of thumb, 2 liters, smart dose or pulse dose, the battery will last 3.5 hours. As you go higher on the liter flow, you're going to use more battery. It does have an indicator light. If I push this in, it's going to light up. This battery currently has 3 bars. Each bar represents up to 25%. If it gets to 5% or lower, the unit will have an audible alarm. And again, this battery is just going to slide right back in. One thing before I put this back in, if I have no battery in here and I have it plugged in, the unit will not turn on. The battery has to be connected in order for the unit to turn on. It doesn't matter if you have it plugged in or not. That battery has to be installed. Okay. Up top here is your port for your nasal cannula. Hook it up right there. It does come with a little carrying bag. Looks like this here. Okay, the unit will slide right down in through there. You have your top cover. Patients can still access the menu, okay, through the screen here. And then you have a couple slots for some extra batteries and a shoulder strap to carry. To turn it on, is this button right here, the power button. You're going to hold it in for about 3 seconds. Before I do that, though, I want to talk about initially turning this on. If you turn it on cold, the oxygen is most likely going to be below 88%. If it is, you're going to have a little bit, you're going to have an audible chirp every now and again until that oxygen gives above 88%. You're also going to see a downwards green arrow. It may take up to 10 minutes for that oxygen to rise up above 88%. Once it does, though, you should see a green check mark. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn it on. So just hold the power button in for about 3 seconds. The first number you see right there is going to be your oxygen percent. And it looks a little bit backwards, but it was at 69%. Okay, and I'm going to see my downwards green arrow. As this unit runs and runs over a 10-minute period, that number will gradually climb up. And then again, after 10 minutes, you should be above 88%. And instead of seeing that downwards green arrow, you're going to see a green check mark. One other light you may see would be a red wrench. Okay, if we see the red wrench, that means it needs maintenance. There's nothing, it just needs to be serviced. So downwards green arrow means low oxygen. It will gradually get above 88%. Once it does, you'll see a green check mark. And then again, the red wrench means the unit needs serviced. So we have our battery indicator here, and then we have our settings. So this does say right now 1 and has the letter D. So what this means is the liter flow is set at 1. The D stands for smart dose. If I just see a number 1, then it's on pulse dose. If I see a 1 and the letter D, I'm in smart dose. You can go up or down on the liter flow, plus minus. Okay, so plus, I'll raise it up to 2 liter, 3 liter, 4 liter. And notice once I go to 5, there's no letter D. Remember, smart dose only goes from 1 to 4 liters. Once I hit 5, I'm on pulse dose. Now, how do I go from 3 liters or 2 liters smart dose to just 3 liters pulse dose? Well, you can access the 2 modes by holding these 2 buttons in together. So the plus and minus, hold them in for a couple seconds, and now I'm going to go into 3 liters pulse dose. If I want to go back to the smart dose, hold the 2 buttons back in again, and now I'm on 3 liters smart dose. So if you see the letter D, you're in smart dose. If you do not see the letter D, you're in pulse dose. Most patients are going to be set up in smart dose, where they don't have to worry about it. They just go on their setting, and if they need it, the unit will deliver a little bit more oxygen depending on their breathing. We will let them know that they can still, even though they're in smart dose, they still can go up to 5, which will just be pulse dose. The unit itself is not going to go up to 5. It'll go from 1 to 4. Okay. If I want to shut it off, I simply hold the button back in, and that'll turn it off. Now, one question that was brought up is, if I'm on smart dose and I turn this off, is it going to stay in smart dose, or is it going to go back to pulse dose? Whatever I have this unit set at, I have it on 3 liters smart dose. When I turn this off and I turn it back on, I should be on 3 liters smart dose. So I'm going to turn it off. Okay, wait a second. I'm going to turn it back on, and I should go right back into that 3 liters smart dose. So there we are, 3 liters smart dose. Okay, again, if you're doing maintenance on this, you want to test the oxygen level, let it run for about 10 minutes, and then you should have a green check mark. That is stating that the machine is above 88%. And that'll do it for the iGo2. Thank you.